Good evening, I'm Jeff Glore, and this is our Western edition. We are going to begin here with the biggest day of the second longest government shutdown in American history. In his Oval Office address tonight, his first, President Trump made his case for a border wall. He wants billions for it to stop uncontrolled illegal immigration, to end what he calls a crisis of the heart and crisis of the soul. Democrats remain firmly opposed. Without a deal, the government remains partially closed, with 800,000 federal workers affected. Major Garrett begins our coverage tonight.
My fellow Americans,
tonight's primetime Oval Office address was the president's latest attempt to convince Congress to approve $5.7 billion for a wall.
this barrier is absolutely critical to border security. It's also what our professionals at the border want and need. This is just common sense.
The president did not declare a national emergency, but argued that a southern border without more wall construction will deepen a humanitarian crisis, putting families and unaccompanied children at grave risk.
Women and children are the biggest victims, by far, of our broken system. This is the tragic reality of illegal immigration on our southern border. This is the cycle of human suffering that I am determined to end.
This morning, we sat down with Vice President Mike Pence.
So it sounds like $5.7 billion is not negotiable.
We're at $5.7 billion. We've been engaged in good faith negotiations, but negotiating is a two-way street.
Pence blames Democrats for refusing to negotiate on wall money until the government is reopened.
Why can't the rest of the government, unaffected by DHS, Department of Homeland Security funding, be funded and then deal with this issue separately?
Well, really for two reasons. Number one is that these are the bills that were remaining at the end of the year.
But you can separate them out. You did that when you were in the House. You know that.
Right. But the fact is, as we've also listened to Democrats.
Pence points to a request for $7 billion for humanitarian aid, additional immigration judges, and detention facilities, something he said Democrats have supported in the past.
The Democrats are not negotiating.
So this is never going to end?
That's a disservice to the American people.
So this is never, how does this end?
What the American people expect us to do
can you describe how it ends?
Is to take the facts to them, offer solutions as the president has done to address this crisis on our southern border. Now's the time for the Democrats to start negotiating, and we can end this partial government shutdown, and we can end this crisis at our southern border.
So it ends when you break them?
Oh, it ends when they start negotiating, Major.
The president will go to Capitol Hill tomorrow to meet with Senate Republicans and then later in the day have the bipartisan congressional leadership here. That will suggest activity, but tonight's events, Jeff, show that both sides are as entrenched and divided as ever.
Certainly sounds like it. Major Garrett, thank you very much.